up to all my beautiful queens, divas of a more mature age? Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me here on my channel today. I am the Eva Monroe. Thank you for being patient with me. Life is crazy right now. Y'all know what I'm doing. Y'all know what I have going on right now. I need to talk to some of these bloggers and these YouTubers who can like put down the videos every day because it's so hard for me. It's like when life is busy and home and work and all that type of stuff, it's hard. It's super duper hard, but I'm gonna do better, and I'm here today because I have so much that I want to talk about today. Like I need to be comfortable. So here's the thing. A lot of people have actually been messaging me and asking me, was I going to talk about the Porsha Williams situation? And I think probably more so because of the fact that I did like this recreation of a Porsha look. But trust me, that does not mean that I have some type of undying love or connection to Porsha. Now, let me be clear about one thing. I'm not a huge fan of reality TV, okay? Because there's let's use the term reality very loosely here. It's not real most of the time. And so what we see and what we get from people is like, think about when you have company. When you have company, you behave a little bit different than you behave when you home by yourself, right? And it's the same way with reality TV. And I know this for a fact because I have family members who were involved, like really involved in a reality TV show. And I got to see firsthand exactly what goes on and how fake it can be sometimes. So, but I wanted to talk about the Porsha story because I wanted to talk about some things that are connected to the Porsha story, right? I want to talk about something that a lot of people speak about regarding this situation, how unattractive, old this gentleman is, and it's simply about his money. And I want to speak about that today. And why do I want to speak about that? Because I really want to talk about dating older men with a few coins, okay? And the not so much the pros and the cons, but how things are not always the way they seem, and some things that you will be up against when you get involved in these situations. Some things that even Porsha is going to experience, whether she knows it or not, unless she had the conversation with Fallon and Fallon has informed her, hey, this is what you're getting ready to deal with. But there's a lot that goes into it. And I can speak on it because I'm a SME, a subject matter expert. No. Okay, so I'm going to talk about dating older guys. I'm going to talk about first unattractive older men with money. And I'm also going to talk about keeping your friends away from your man. Because I really want to touch on that because I've been hearing a lot about that. I see, this is why I don't trust no woman around my man. See, this is okay. So when I say I'm an SME, I mean I'm literally an SME. Now I also happen to be married to a seasoned gentleman, as you all know. Most of you know that my husband is actually 28 years older than myself, and he has a few pennies. Okay, he has a few pennies. So he's not the first older gentleman that I've dated that actually had a few pennies. But I want to talk about, because a lot of people commenting on the fact that, you know, Simon is he's not attractive and this and that and this and that. So I feel like unattractive guys and a lot of things can make you unattractive, okay? But today we're literally speaking on the physical. And don't start coming in my comment section talking about how, oh, that's such a small part, that's irrelevant, nobody cares, that's being vain. No, you care, they care, we all care because that's the type of world that we live in. And so if you are naive enough to believe that the way that you look or the way that someone else looks doesn't have anything to do with anything, then you live in a box or under a rock, okay? Now, unattractive guys who have a lot of money are the worst, okay? I used to have this thought in my head, and I still kind of have this thing where I like things that other people don't like, okay? It's always been a thing of mine. And you guys have seen me liking things that other people don't like. Like you've seen me I've gone to a flea market and maybe I've got a piece of furniture or something that was ugly and nobody else, I didn't have to fight over it. There was no debate or no discussion about who was actually going to buy it. It was mine. I was the only person who saw the beauty in it. It was beat up. It was banged up. And I know that I can bring those things home and I can make those things better, right? That used to be the same way I felt about men. And let me tell you why. Because in my younger days, I dated some extremely attractive guys, right? And there was always drama. Right? And so at one point in time in my life, I decided I don't want something that everybody else wants. I'm going to get me something that nobody wants. I don't have to fight over it. I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to wonder what it's doing. It's mine. I'm going to fix it up because I'm a fixer. I make things better. That's what I do. Well, when it comes to furniture, that's great. I rock at that, right? People, not so much. It's not always easy. And with men who have money, it doesn't work that way. And when I say that they're the worst, when they're not extremely pleasing to the eye, because think about this. A man who is unattractive, not pleasing to the eye, has been unattractive his entire life, right? He didn't just get that way overnight. Most of the time. He's been unattractive all his life. So when he was in elementary school, he wasn't Keisha's first choice. Keisha with the long ponytails and the pretty dimples, who he liked a whole lot. Keisha didn't like him. She liked Rashawn. And Rashawn was always going to be chosen over him. He didn't have first pick because he wasn't pleasing to the eye. And when guys are not attractive, trust and believe they know that they're not attractive. As much as women, I hear women say sometimes guys can be ugly and they don't even know. No, sweetie, they know. But oftentimes they can, they can make up for it in other areas. Okay? They can make up for it. So when a gentleman has went through that type of rejection at a very early age in his life, and then he gets rich, or he gets some pennies in his pocket, things change for him. Things change for him drastically, and he knows the moment at which things change. And he knows that for all of the rejection that he received and the beatings that he took and the no's and the doors that got slammed in his face when he was broke and unattractive, those things will no longer exist in his life, and he has freedom of choice now. And with freedom of choice, he can choose. He is going to always choose the most gorgeous, the most feminine, the most beautiful, the most youthful thing that he can get his hands on. Because guess what? He knows that he can have it, because he knows I ain't fine attractive. I ain't fine. I ain't Tyson Beckford. I ain't raising no hell in the face, but I have money and I can have anything I want. True story. I have two good stories that tie into this. I was dating this guy, met this guy, and I was in my 30s, okay, early 30s. I was a serious catch for him. And these aren't just my words. These were everybody's words who ever saw us together. These were his friends' words. These were my friends' words. They were like, girl, he had a few dollars in his pocket, right? Now, when I met this gentleman, he was not someone that I would have ever chosen, ever. He didn't look like anything I would date. He didn't look like anything I would be in the company of, anyone. But he was nice. He was extremely nice. He was free with the cash. You know, we had good conversations. He was older. He was much older, and he was not fly. Okay? So we go out on our very first date, and he asked me a question on our very first date. He said, what are your deal breakers? And I said, I have one deal breaker. That has changed, but I have one deal breaker. And he said, what's that? And I said, cheating. He said, okay, cheating is a deal breaker. Cheating is a deal breaker for me. Like, if you step out on me, my brother, we are done. So we're dating for 1 year. He proposes to me. Ring, down on the knee, solitaire dime. I mean, the whole 9 yards. And so I'm like, I was reluctant at first. And then I said, yes. Okay, yes. So we're going into year 2 of dating. I'm still a catch for him. I'm still hot. I'm still doing me. I'm still way younger than him. I never in a million years thought that this gentleman would put his shoes on and step out on me. It was the furthest thought from my mind. You couldn't have paid me to believe that this was going to happen. Older, unattractive, few dollars. He ain't going nowhere. I got him. I got him on lock. I'm an upgrade. How you gonna go up from here? You can't go Beyonce. You can't get Beyonce. You can't get Tyra. How you going up from here? You can't. So this gonna get a little sticky. But this is older, unattractive, men with money. Follow me. I go every year, I give myself a birthday present around my birthday, and that's my well woman checkup, right? Every year. It's been that way since I've been scheduling my own well woman checkup. And that's so that I don't forget it. And it's because it's a nice treat when the doctor tells me you're Gucci, you're good, you know, everything's good with you. So my gynecologist is a male who, I'm going to be perfectly honest, is an attractive male. And I have always thought I used to always think I was cute in front of him, you know. So I would go in like, well, hello, Dr. So-and-so. He'd be like, hello, how have you been? So I get my checkup, and always, every year like clockwork, doctor's office in 5 days, mail a letter to my house saying, see you next year. You're great. You're good. Nothing wrong. You're good. Everything's all good. So 5 days goes by, 7 days go by. I have no letter. I'm like, well, where's my letter? They didn't send me a letter. You know, I like to get my letter from Dr. So-and-so. So I call. And the nurse told me, she said, well, the pathologist is running some more tests. And I'm like, the pathologist? What? So I start thinking dangerously in my mind. I'm like, oh my God, I'm sick. You know, I don't feel sick, but I'm sick. Like, this has never happened. You know, is it cervical cancer? I mean, what's going on? So one day I'm sitting in my office, I'm sitting at my desk, and my phone rings. And it's the doctor's office. So I answer, and it's actually the doctor calling me. I'm like, hey, doctor, you to call me? So he asked me, this is Dr. So-and-so. Do you have a minute? I said, yes. So I get up, I go outside to take this call. And the doctor says, we received your results back. He said, and you have a bacterial infection. I'm going to prescribe an antibiotic for you. I want you to take that antibiotic for 7 days, and it won't even be necessary for you to come back in and see me. You'll be fine once you take this antibiotic. And I was like, antibiotic? I said, oh, is it yeast infection? Because I don't feel like is it? And he said, no. He said, it's a bacterial infection, and it's typically transmitted through physical activity, sex. And I almost dropped the phone. I was like, wait a minute, what? And I said, wait, doc, wait. No, I've been with the same man for 2 years. I came out and saw you last year. I was fine. You mailed me a letter. Remember, I got the letter last year. But I've been with the same person. I haven't been anywhere. I ain't been, we committed, we engaged, we get ready to be married. And he said, yes, I understand that. He said, that's something, you'll have to talk to your partner about. But, you have, this bacterial infection. So I said, well, doc, hold on, doc. I said, there's something else I have to tell you that makes a difference here. This matters. He's 60. He's older. It's not like he ain't like 20 out here. Cause I'm gonna be perfectly honest. I had no idea that, what do they call them now? STIs were even a thing anymore. I didn't think people still, was doing this type of stuff. I didn't know. I'm a grown ass woman. I'm dealing with a grown ass man. I don't know. Like what? No, like doc, you rerun that. Okay. So I said, he's 60. He said, well, he said, I'm going to tell you this. He said, this is far more common in men in their 50s and 60s. What I just say to y'all, I said, who's sleeping with these men? Well, these men in their 50s and 60s are out having unprotected sex with younger women, okay? So keep this on the brain, okay? Keep this on the brain while y'all be asking me about all these May, December stuff. Oh, talk about it. I'm gonna try. Where do I meet to listen to what I'm saying to you? So I'm ready to leave work at this moment, at this point in time, okay? I'm ready to leave work. But I don't. I maintain my composure. So I have to get him in a position to where he's comfortable, okay? I can't call him and be like, get your ass over here right now. I need to talk. He ain't gonna come. He's not stupid, right? Oh yeah, see you tomorrow. Hey, what you doing? Oh, I was just getting ready to come over there. Okay, all right, I'll see you when you get here. So he comes in, sits down on the sofa. I said, hey, I need to talk to you about something. On my way home from work today, I had to stop at CVS and pick up a prescription. He said, well, for what? What you need a prescription for? I said, well, yeah, that's my sentiments exactly. The doctor called me today and told me this, that, and the third. So I'm expecting him to deny. But he didn't. He said, oh, okay. Look, he said, oh, okay. I'll go get checked out in the morning. Like, most men, it seemed like, would be like, oh, you ain't get that from me. You ain't get that from me. Who gave you that? I had a yeast infection one time. And I told a guy that I was dating, I was like, I have a yeast infection. I can't do it. He's like, who gave you that? So, okay, I'll go get you. So, first date, what are your deal breakers? My deal breakers are stepping out, cheating. But not only did you step out on me, you almost killed me. Like, you could have killed me. This could have been the real deal Holyfield. Now I had to go I'm like, okay, I need the works. This could have been the real deal Holyfield. So I say all that to say this right here. That is a thing, and the thing is real. And so older men who have money, who have options, who are not married, they're not in committed relationships, are for everybody, okay? And when you meet them and you think you found something great, you better know this thing right here to be true. They're for everybody, okay? They're for everybody because they have something that many, many, many women want. They want beautiful, youthful, submissive women. Beautiful, youthful, submissive, feminine women want a man who has money. They want to be cared for. They want to be showered with gifts and love and diamonds and all of the above. And so they know that they can have whoever and whatever it is that they want to have. Now, is this all of them? It's not all of them. Absolutely not. I'm not speaking on all older gentlemen who have money as a whole, but I'm basically talking to, I want the women to hear me who are shocked by the behavior of Simon, and they're shocked that a man of his age could A, have a woman like Fallon, and B, have a woman like Porsha, or maybe they're like, I'm about to go out, and because I'm sure when Porsha saw him, she was like, hey, well, this, older gentleman, he probably ain't stepping out in these streets, and he's, he ain't fine. And I'm far more attractive than he is. And so when you get in those situations and you think you got something, then later on you figure out what you really have, because everything that glitters ain't gold. And I'm telling you, these men have options. I remember I did a live video one day and I said, what's wrong with regular men? I said, choose a regular looking average brother making average dough, living an average lifestyle. And someone said, you telling us to settle? No, I'm not. I'm telling you to pick your problems. I'm telling you to choose your problems wisely. I'm not telling you to settle, because at the end of the day, I'm telling you this, and I know this to be true. I know this to be true. I say this more than I say anything else. With money comes options. And I know that these men, when they are living a certain lifestyle and they have access to certain things, they cannot, it's not in them to turn it down. And we see this time and time and time again. And so oftentimes we think we're going to be the exception to the rule. Remember, I told you I was with the old dude. I thought it was a come up for him. I thought I was the exception to the rule. But if it ain't no good, it ain't no good. It don't matter what it got. If it's no good, it's just no good. And you just have to take that for what it's worth. So keep your man away from your friends. Now, this goes way, way, way back. I mean, your grandmother, your great grandmother would say this. I remember the Queens of Comedy when Monique was like, Mama, get your coat and pocketbook, wait on the porch till I get back. You can't stay. You can't stay here. I don't leave nobody around my man. But here's the thing about that, because a lot of women are like, that's why I don't have women friends. You can't trust women. You can't. First of all, it takes two to tango. And like I said in the beginning, heard an old wise woman say, F with who you know and know who you effing with at all times. Pardon my French. If you got a whole friend, you got a whole friend, okay? And every group of women has a whole friend, right? Every group of women has that friend that y'all sit down and kiki about it, and you like, yeah, girl, she a hoe. She got a new boo every week. When you have these type of friends, stop thinking that your man is off limits, okay? If you hanging out in a group and y'all in a group type setting and y'all having a bachelorette party and y'all having fun, y'all wilding out, the whole friend that will sleep with a random strange stripper that she just met 32 minutes ago, your man ain't safe with her. Okay, you know this. Know who you messing with. You know who your friends are, and you know what your friends are capable of. Now, if you keeping them as your friends, then that's something totally different. You need to check yourself. Check your choice of friends. That's what you need to check up on. I don't feel like all women move that way. And I don't feel like you know, I don't believe there are women I'd leave in my house with my husband. I wouldn't even think twice about it for a week or two. I'd be like, girl, I'll be back. You watch him. I wouldn't think twice about it. I wouldn't care. I would just be like, you know, they cool. They cool with each other like that. But you gotta know your friends. Know who you're messing with. And oftentimes when people say birds of a feather flock together, well, you know, sometimes it's true, right? So at the end of the day, do I think that Porsha is wrong for doing what she did? I don't. I mean, I don't really care about that part. But let me tell you the part that I care about, the part that is concerning to me. The part that is concerning to me is the fact that our ability to choose men these days is so far off. It's a shame. It is a shame, because it was a sad thing for Porsha to choose to get pregnant by Dennis and bring a whole baby into this world, probably subconsciously knowing that she wasn't going to be able to spend the rest of her life with him. This is something we got to stop doing. Like, we have to stop. Children are great. Babies are amazing. They're wonderful. They're cute. They smell good. But we have got to stop bringing them into this world with just any and everybody. We have to stop doing this, because now we got what is another broken home. Poor PJ, you know, if they don't get it straightened out, if Porsha don't fix her daddy issues, if we don't mend this situation, PJ is going to fall into the same behaviors as Porsha. That's where my problem comes in with the situation. Because at the end of the day, people will be people. People will do strange things. It's not the strangest thing I've heard of. I've heard of people marrying people's ex-boyfriends and girlfriends and wives. And that's not the part that throws me for a loop. It's just the fact that we have got to do better with choosing people. And we have got to stop choosing people for those shiny, blingy things that we see on the outside. Because like I said, everything that glitters is not gold. It is not gold. Just because somebody can take care of all your financial problems, sometimes they will make up for the stress and agony in other areas. Okay? So, thank you guys so much for listening to me today. Let me know what you think about this situation. Let me know what you think about leaving your friends around your man. And let me know what you think about how these wealthy men are just, like they say, you know, oftentimes they say we're for the streets. They're for the streets. They're for everybody. So until I see you again, be blessed and bye for now.